Good morning, everyone. My name is Naoki Ohshima from Yamaguchi University, Japan. Today, I talk about the PICRAT framework. PICRAT is the tool for evaluating technology used in education. I will explain how we can extend this framework for an era of the generative AI. Let me give you a brief overview. The PICRAT model is the framework for the evaluating technology in education. But the original model was made before generating AI. We propose a new version of the PICRAT. Our version focuses on the learner, not the teacher. We also add a new level called proactive. We tested this method with 90 students. 88.9% of the students showed improved learning. Generative AI is changing the education. Tools like ChatGPT and Notebook LM are new common. There is a fundamental shift happening. In the past, a teacher designed learning with the technology. Students followed the teacher's plan. But now, the student can use AI by themselves. They can learn without the teacher guidance. This change required a new evaluation framework. First, let me explain the original framework. The LAT framework was created in 2006. LAT stands for the replacement, amplification, and transformation. Replacement technology replaced old tools, for example, using the PowerPoint instead of the blackboard. Amplification technology makes learning more effective. For example, using the internet search for the finding more information. Transformation technology creates new learning experience. For example, talking with experts from other countries online. The PICRAT model. In 2020, researchers improved the LAT framework. They add a new dimension called the PIC. PIC stands for the passive, interactive, and creative. Passive, students only receive the information, for example, watching a video. Interactive, student activity engaged with the technology. For example, answering quiz questions. Creative, student create something new. For example, making the presentation. The PICRAT combined the PIC and LAT into 3x3 matrix. Meta and colleagues applied PICRAT to the generative AI. They studied the Google Notebook LM in medical education. They showed that the same tool can have the different effect. It depends on how students use it. But their approach had limitation. They kept the old structure, teacher design, and student response. The original PICRAT had three problems in the AI era. Problem 1. Who used the technology? In the old model, teachers used the technology such as the LSM, but now students use AI directly themselves. The problem 2, students are not just responding. In the old model, students respond to teachers' design, but now students act independently. Problem 3, missing metacognitive activities. Students think about how they learn. The old model does not capture this. We propose the fundamental change. We redefine both axes from the learner perspective. In the old model, two agents exist, teacher and student. In our model, only one agent exists, the learner only. The last axis now asks, how does the learner AI use to change their learning? The peak axis now asks, how activity does the learner enough with AI? This unified perspective better capture AI learning. We second contribution is the proactive levels. We add this above the creative on the peak axis. What does proactive mean? First, self-recognition learning. Students set their own goals and manage their progress. Second, metacognitive activities. Students think about their own thinking. Third, required deepening. Students ask their questions beyond the assignment. Fourth, the critical evaluation. Students do not accept AI answers without checking. The new model has 12 patterns, 4 times 3. Our study has 3 main contributions. First, unified learner perspective. We focused on the learner, not the teacher. Second, integration of the cognitive and affective domains. The proactive level capture attitude towards learning. Third, empirical verification. We tested our model with real students. We conducted the survey to test the model. We had 90 valid response. Students were from Yamaguchi University. They took a course called the Research and Development Strategy. In this course, they used the Google Notebook LM. They upload the lecture material to the Notebook LM. They listen to the audio overview from the materials. They asked questions to the AI, and then they wrote reflection about their learning. Our survey had 5 categories. Replacement category. How did students use the audio overviews? Amplify category. How did students write reflections? Transform category. How much did learn method change? Proactive categories. Did students show proactive behaviors? Each question was designed from the learner's perspective. Let me share the main result. For the peak axis, 93.3% of the students used the Notebook LM at interactive level or higher. 70% were at interactive level, 23.3% reached creative level. For that axis, 88.9% reported amplification or higher. 63.3% are at the amplification level. 25.6% reached transformation level. We looked at the PIC and LAT combined. The most common pattern was passive amplification. 30.6% of the students were in this group. This means even passive listening improved their learning. An interesting findings. 14.8% passive learners reached transformation. They only listen to the audio guide, but they experience fundamental learning change. This shows the power of the AI-generated audio contents. Now let me explain the proactive results. 56.7 evaluated AI effectiveness and made learning plans. More than half of the students showed this proactive behavior. 35.6% redesigned their work process. 32.2% explored additional learning resources. For metacognitive activities, 20% analyzed their own learning strategies. They reflected on which approaches worked best. The old PICRAT model could not capture these behaviors. We did statistical analysis to test our model. We calculate proactive score for each student. The average was 2.94 items per person. Key findings. There is positive correlation between proactive and LAT. R equals 0.196, the P equals 0.064. This is a trend not statistically significant, but it suggests relationship. Students with more proactive behavior had more transformation. High proactive groups, 32.1% reaches transformation. What is this result mean? First, our learner-centered model works. It captured how students use the AI for learning. 89% of the students showed learning improvement. Second, the proactive level is meaningful. It captured metacognitive activities. 20% of the students engaged the strategy analysis. The old model could not see this. Third, notebook LM is effective. Even passive use led to learn transformation for some students. Let me summarize our contribution. We redefined PICRAT for the generative AI era. Both axes now focus on the learner. We add the proactive level. This captures self-recognized learning and metacognition. We valued the model with 90 students. Results supported our technical proposal. Future research should test in the different subjects and with the different AI tools. Conduct learner-student to see lasting effect. Thank you for your attention.